Excellent. Well, good afternoon, everybody. My name's Rod Martin. I'll be talking to you about just Drupal AI. This is a high-level site builder's approach to Drupal AI. We're just going to go through what's available right now. I'm not going to talk about AI with code or code agents or anything like that. This is strictly an introduction. But it's what's available right now. And actually, there was just an update last week that makes a few things even more available to us, which is great. Quick show of hands. How many of you have dabbled with the AI module at all? Okay. Oh, everybody has. Okay. Well, then what are you doing here? But, well, again, hopefully there'll be a few tricks up the sleeve here. I'm going to basically cover three different topics, or several different topics as we go. I've got this list, and this is in the guide that I provided to you a minute ago, as well as I'll make the slides available as well. But basically, the ones we need are the AI, the provider. If you're going to have a RAG database designed for search and chatbots, you'll need some kind of RAG provider. Pinecone is free and it works pretty well at the free level. I haven't had too many issues. Image alt text is probably my favorite thing of all. I'll show that to you. Agents. Summarized document for PDFs. I just went to that excellent PDF, AI PDF session a minute ago, and I gotta tell you, wow, what an amazing solution they've come up with. SEO, image creation, waste of time. Waste of time right now. So it's there, doesn't work. I'll talk about that. You need your key, of course, the key project, that stores your API keys. And Metatag AI is a module that ProMetSource has put out. It's okay, but you don't need it. You can do it with agents faster and better, in my opinion. But if you use the Metatag module, which I'm assuming pretty much everybody does, that can automate your meta tags for the Metatag module. But again, you can do that with agents just as easily without that hassle. So those are some of the modules that we'll look at. And here's the basic breakdown. We're going to look at content creation, moderation, summaries, media, and translations. I'm going to show you search, and all of this is going to be demo. And then I'm going to show you how you can set this up for yourself at a demo site that you can play with. Automations, we're going to do two simple field updates, one for a suggested title and one for a suggested summary. And then some of the site building stuff, which is really, really fun as well, like building quick taxonomies out and things. So I will tell you, everything I'm going to talk about, I have a video course on YouTube that's for free. I'll give you the link at the end of the hour. It's not quite finished. I think I'm up to here. So by the end of next week, I'll have the search videos out, the field automation videos. Those are done. Actually, I just haven't finished editing them. And then I'll have these videos out as well. That's at the Drupal Helps YouTube channel. I run this website, Drupal Helps. And I've been teaching Drupal for, I don't know, since 2011. I've taught lots and lots of people Drupal through the years, and it's really fun. I don't think there's a better time to be in Drupal than right now. I think it's pretty exciting stuff, and of course, this is one of them. So, without further ado, let's take a look at some of the important parts. And again, since most of you have messed with this, we're not going to spend much time at all here. But this is the Drupal AI page. If you've not read through it, you should. You should take a look at the sub-modules. We've got a bunch of those installed as well. All of the providers. I will say this. One of the interesting providers right now is Amazy.io. Matt Saunders and I did the training at GovCon this year. It was a full day of AI training. They have a free spin up a 30-day AI site that you can use, but they've also got a module. The module you install on any site gives you all the AI stuff. Sorry, not the AI stuff. You still have to install those. But what it does give you, it gives you access to their closed LLM system. So if you're working with government, business that doesn't want to send their stuff off to ChatGPT out in the cloud somewhere that can be found by a Google search, Amazy has, for $30 a month right now, pretty much unlimited calls to their closed chat system, LLM system. and you can choose a whole bunch of them. I don't quite understand how they did it, but they've done it. It's private, it's 100%. I mean, you've got to trust somebody, but it doesn't go out onto the web to, China, for instance, or anywhere else. Obviously, all of these are now available as far as the AI providers that you can use. I would really strongly check out amaz.ai. They're doing probably the most aggressive work for a big Drupal shop right now. They're really trying to make this work as part of their new model. So pretty impressive what they're doing. And like I said, spin up one, 30 days, you get to play with it, or is it 7 days? I don't know. You can ask to have it extended. Like I said, if you're going to have search in a chatbot or anything like this, or an AI assistant, you need some kind of vector database. I'm using Pinecone because it's easy and free. And like I said, I'll have videos on how to set that up for you by the end of next week. Here are some of the other modules. We're going to look at AI agents, AI image alt text, like I said, that's my favorite. Summarized document translation. Auto translation scares me a little bit, but the translation one works really well. AI image is, like I said, totally useless right now. And it's because most of the time it just times out, or you get a 500 error. Don't know why. And even when it works, it doesn't work that well. So, yeah. But that's not to say that it won't. Somebody, I don't know who said this the other day, but I heard someone say, this is the worst it'll ever be. This is the worst AI will ever be.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, oh yeah, well, Skynet is coming. We know that. The machines are gonna take over. But but as far as what we can do with AI right now, it's pretty impressive. All right, let's talk about first the content piece to this. Just a second, I'm sorry. Yeah, here we go. Okay. So when you're thinking about the AI framework right now in Drupal, you're looking at some basic stuff. The AI Explorer allows you to try out everything under Configuration AI and play with things so you can see how your prompts will work, what kind of responses you're going to get. Automators are fantastic. We'll discover two of those as we go. AI search and assistance with a chatbot. This is the PDF, by the way, that you can download. And what I'm most excited about, to be honest, is the CKEditor integration. So as you'll see in just a minute, there's two ways to set up AI in a node edit form. One is in the sidebar, and there's a lot in the sidebar, and one is the CKEditor integration. And there's a lot of overlap. So I'm going to show you what I think is best, and then you can push back and we can talk about it. But anyway, all of that is built in with CKEditor, and it's pretty cool. All right. So this is this is just a site that I spun up on my domain. It's live on the web. It's ai.drupalexplain.com. And I created a blog content type with just, let me just go there and show you the fields. Sorry, I got no room for a mouse up here. Well, that's really embarrassing. Manage fields. There we go. All right. So I've got the standard fields, right? I've got blog image, media. I don't ever use the image upload field. I've got webinars on that until I'm doing the face, the body field. And then I've got two AI fields, one called AI summary and a suggested title field. We'll see how those work with automators in just a minute. So let's take a look. When you turn on the AI assistant in CKEditor, you'll get this little icon here, and of course you've got to set all that up. So let me just open up CKEditor formats, because these are kind of weird. And if you've ever done this, they jump all over the place. So this is actually the AI icon here doesn't display correctly. I assume they're going to fix that at some point. When you drag it into the toolbar, you get all of the AI tool plugin settings here. You don't have to change anything in this first one, at least I don't ever. AI agents and automators, I haven't turned those on at all. I haven't found the need yet. But reformat HTML. For each of the ones you want available in that dropdown, you turn them on and enable them, and then choose your provider. I find 4.0 or 4.1 to be the best right now. In some of the automators, I prefer 4.1. It just seems to give me better results. I don't know. But again, these are built in. I've not changed these. All of these prompts are given to you. But of course, the nice thing about prompts, you can change them and improve them if you want. The summarized one, I did change. I changed it from what it was there to summarize the following text in the same language. Don't return the original text or restate it word for word. That was what was there. Then I added no more than 3 to 5 sentences. The text should be good for Google search engine result pages. And then here's the original text, and that puts the prompt. That will make that prompt work. Fixed spelling, works again as you would expect. Modify with a prompt. All of these are using whatever the standard prompts are, but again, you can change those up. Tone is really interesting. We'll experiment with this a little bit. Tone allows you to change the tone of your text. So if you're using AI to generate your text, you've gone through, you've edited a little bit, and then you want to make it sound like you. Well, all you have to do is create a vocabulary, taxonomy vocabulary, and a term with a fully laid out description of how you write. So what I did is I went to ChatGPT, threw in a bunch of documents that I'd written, and a few videos. Actually, I went to Notebook LM. And I said, now create a prompt that describes accurately my style of writing. And it did it. Pretty well, too. Played with it a little bit, and then I inserted that in the description of the term called Rod Martin. Or me, I think I said. Anyway, and now what this does is it tells tells Drupal AI to use the tone vocabulary, and I can choose the tone of the text, and it will update the text in real time. So totally cool. You can auto-create, which I don't suggest you do, but you should use the term description for the tone description. So let me put a check mark in that because I missed it. And something when you change these, they jump all over the place. At some point, they'll fix that. All right, generate with AI is a waste of time. I'm going to actually disable it because it just doesn't work. Help and support translate. I don't have that set up on this site. And then summarize document, I do. You can upload a PDF and it will generate a summary of the PDF for you. Boy, I'm going to use this a lot coming up in the next little bit because I'm generating a whole bunch of content in PDF format, and I want to be able to insert the PDF in the node and then have a summary of the PDF below it. And why would I write that when Drupal AI can do it for me? So that's what that does. All right, I'm going to save. Now that's in the CKEditor dropdown. In the sidebar, over here under AI, let's see, is it prompts? No. Where is it? Content suggestions. Here it is here. These are the ones that are going to appear on the right-hand side of the node edit form. And as you can see, there's some overlap. The right side of the node edit form is kind of limited in space, right? So I don't want to put a lot over there. What I have done is suggest title, and I'm going to use an automator for that as well. Evaluate readability. This is exceptional. Most of us don't write properly, so this evaluates the readability, and there's a great gist in there for that. Summarize text, moderate text. I don't use those, but I do say suggest taxonomy tags. Now, the important thing here is that you do not use the tagging widget, because why? We don't use the tagging widget in Drupal because it's just terrible when you can let every content editor write their own tags. We don't do that. So you can define a vocabulary, have all of your tags in the vocabulary, your term or your categories in there, and it will select the ones out of the vocabulary that you've assigned it. That's pretty smart too. It doesn't automatically insert them, unfortunately. You have to copy and paste, which is too bad. So that's in that section. All right, so we have it set up. Let's go and add a blog post. So I have a pretty good prompt here for a blog post about a Drupal camp in Chattanooga that I am simply just going to paste into my AI assistant. Whoops, modify. Where did my generate go?
I thought you turned that off.
Did I turn that off?
Yeah, I think you did.
Well, that was really dumb. Why didn't somebody tell me? Why would I turn... Sorry. Live demos. Woo woo. Which one did I... Oh, generate with AI. Thank you. I'll leave it at 4.0. Sorry about that. Okay. There we go. Good catch. So this prompt is basic. I'd already done it a couple times, and then I fed it back to ChatGPT, and I said, make a good prompt for this article, right? So there we go. Now here's the beauty of what CKEditor does. You just save changes to editor, and it's in there. It's properly formatted semantically all the time, never wrong. And it's really, really cool. Now I can, of course, because I've got that step of saving it to the editor, there's always a human in the loop. And I don't know if you noticed, but CKEditor is in that modal pop-up, so I can still use all the CKEditor stuff in the modal pop-up to bold, italicize, change the headings and things like that. Of course, I can just save it to the editor and do it here again. So, pretty cool. All right, so that's generating content. What about that one I said about tone? I really like this one. So I'm going to select all and say, update the tone. Now, I don't have me in here, but I do have David Attenborough. Takes just a few seconds. And actually, in the description, all I said was, change it so it looks like David Attenborough wrote it. And there it is. It's thinking, it's thinking. All right, let's just take a look at the top paragraph real quickly. Witness, if you will, the fascinating annual migration of Drupal enthusiasts and developers to the vibrant surroundings of Chattanooga, Tennessee. Sounds just like him, right? There you go. Again, save changes to the editor, and you've changed the tone of the entire content. You can do this for one single paragraph. You can do it for the whole thing. Just highlight what you want to update. I've also got sad and happy in there. You know, it's very easy to do. This is a vocabulary called tone. The terms are happy, sad, David Attenborough, and in the description of the term, you describe what the prompt should be for each of those tones. I use this all the time with my own tone that I've set up for myself. All right, what next? Let's see. Well, let's update a media item. So I'm going to come down to Add Media, click Choose File, and let's see. I don't even know what some of these are. Okay, there we go. I do work for a Mack truck dealership. Just pretend this Mack truck dealership is in Chattanooga. Check that out. That's the alt text. I don't know about you guys, I hate alt text. I hate doing it. 9 times out of 10 is good enough when it comes out. Sometimes I've got to update it. Interestingly, I created I asked ChatGPT to create an image of Albert Einstein teaching at Princeton to a robot, and so it gave me a cartoon-style Albert Einstein, and this wouldn't recognize him. But then I went to nano banana. And I said, use Albert Einstein and put him blah, 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 teaching a robot at Princeton University. It used a realistic picture of him, and this picked it up that it was Albert Einstein. Really interesting, right? It's only going to get better. So, again, human in the loop, always a human in the loop. I can update this, change it, or I can even regenerate it with AI. To generate that automatically is just a click of a button in the AI alt image settings. There's a check mark you've got to check there. Otherwise, you have to actually click the button. All right. Down here at the bottom, I've got two fields, suggested title and AI summary. I'm going to show you what they do, and then we'll see how we built them. I'm just going to put the word blog in here for this. Actually, let me come back to that. First, in my AI assistant, I've also got modify with a prompt. So I could select this top paragraph and modify the top paragraph with a prompt that I want to write. I can reformat the HTML. So let's say you pasted from Word. We've all done that. And word size. And it's not semantically correct. You select the entire text, say reformat, and it's now correct. It'll just update it with H2s, H3s, all the way down. Now, again, is it perfect? No. Does it make mistakes? Yes. You've got to double check the work, but again, that's quicker than going through a 10-page blog post and doing it yourself. Let's do summarize. So here's what I want to do. I'm going to go ahead and select all and click summarize. And click summarize. I have updated this prompt to say I only want 2 or 3 sentences. Now, I can't save changes to the editor. What would happen? I'd overwrite my entire blog post, right? But, no problem. I can select all, copy, close, and then I can put this in the summary field, and there you go. Google search results with the meta tag module. The meta tag module by default takes the summary field, right? So, cool. So that's right now, that's available right now, as I said. And then summarize document. All right, so down at the bottom, I'm going to just add a space. And I think, I haven't done this one in a while. Yeah, I need to have a PDF uploaded. Just a minute. Oh, I do have a PDF. Okay, sorry. So, AI Assistant, summarize document, and there we go. How to get the most out of your city website. This is a 10-page PDF that I wrote for something else I was doing. It's going to read the PDF and give me a summary of it, just like that. That I can then embed the PDF in Node down at the bottom if I want, using the Media Manager, which I always replace the image button with, and then copy and paste that into the bottom of the article with the blog with the PDF just above it. So super handy. I have read this over. It's actually pretty good. The PDF that I uploaded talks about using Drupal to build small government, town, county websites and things like that. This is a pretty good summary of it. All right, how we doing? All right. Okay. On the right-hand side, then, you've got the ones that I have enabled. Now, again, a lot of overlap here, but these are the ones I think should be in CKEditor. These are the ones I think I would prefer on the right-hand side. So let's suggest a title. When you click Suggest Title, you select the body field and click Suggest Title. Explore Drupal Camp Chattanooga 2023. Okay, so probably not perfect. Events, learning, and networking. That's actually not bad. I don't know where they got the 2023 from, unless 2023 is in the text itself. I don't think it was.
Quite possible.
I don't think so. But that's funny. Anyway, again, how about evaluate the readability? Once again, select the body field and score the readability. So I found this to be a bit hit and miss. So this is a 35, indicating it's fairly difficult to read, some college education, and typically we want to rewrite it at a grade 7 level, 7th grade level, right? Sorry, I grew up in Canada. Grade 7, 7th grade, you get it. I've found that if I do the same thing in actual like ChatGPT or one of the others, this typically scores it maybe 1 or 2 grades higher than ChatGPT itself does. I'm not sure why. It doesn't do it all the time, but again, so what do I do with that? Well, I can select my text, come back up here, modify with a prompt, rewrite this blog post at a 7th grade reading level. And again, when you're doing this, your prompt is everything, right? You want to have a much better prompt than this, but whatever. Save changes to the editor. Obviously, you want to wait till that's done. And then let's evaluate the readability again. And see if it comes up with something. Oh, there we go. 67, suitable for a 7th to 8th grade reading level. Pretty good. Again, human in the loop. We could have changed it, looked it up.
Oh, let me ask you that.
Yeah, please ask anytime. Yeah.
So how's it, I guess, like, does it change with the times? Like, so like for instance, 7th grade would be Gen Z, right?
Yeah.
Is it going to start talking in pidgin, you know, or?
Oh.
I mean, I'm just curious. Obviously, it didn't hear, but.
Yeah. I don't think so. At least I hope not. It's what the LLMs do, right? I mean, this is using ChatGPT 4.1. So right now,
Still enough.
it's going to maintain the human readability of it and not translate it into just some Gen Z gibberish, right? Unless you tell it to, and then it will. So that's a great question. It's really up to whatever the LLM does. Yeah. All right, suggest taxonomy tags. So here, if I don't click this, it's just going to use the tagging widget. It's going to make up a whole bunch of tags for me based on the content. However, I'm going to check source vocabulary. And I'm going to say the blog topics category, which I'll show you in just a minute. But there we go. Festivals and events and city guides. Those are your tags that it chose. Now, I don't have a tagging field here, but again, if I did, we could just copy and paste that in. Currently, there is no way to say, shove that somewhere. You're limited to copying and pasting at this point. All right. So those are the 3 that I typically enable on the right-hand side. Let me grab the... Actually, I'm just going to put the word blog up here. I'm going to click Save. Now, you'll notice these 2 fields at the bottom, suggested title and AI summary. These fields are AI automated fields. I'll show you how I set them up. What's going to happen is as soon as I click Save, the automation that has been defined for those 2 fields is going to run, and it's going to update those fields with the values that AI thinks should be in there. And I've left them displayed on the blog, on the node. So down here then, you have 3 suggested titles. Drupal Camp Chattanooga, Guide for Beginners and Tech Enthusiasts, What to Expect at Drupal Camp Chattanooga, Learn, Connect, Explore. Drupal Camp Chattanooga 2024, again, I don't know what the dates are. Event Highlights and Visitor Guide. I pretty much like this. The second one, but again, I specifically said I want 3 titles. That's why I gave you 3. And then the AI summary is for the body summary field that we can shove into the meta tag module. Now here's this cool part. Because that's a field in my content type, I just update the meta tag module. Instead of using the summary field, it's automatically going to pull this field. And of course I'm going to hide this. I'm going to pull these out of the display for site visitors, right? So let's go back in, and I'm going to pick this one. I'm going to go back and edit my blog, change the title, and again down here you'll see that these fields are filled out for me. There is a bug right now, and I don't know if it's just this site, but when I went to put in a plain text long form field, it wouldn't let me. I got a access denied. Don't know why. I'm a super user. So I don't know if it's an AI system bug or if it's just this website, but that's why I'm using a plain text field instead of a plain text area for that. Also, and as I'll show you in just a second, these are set to not update even if I make a change. You have a choice. You can either update on change or not update on change. To get it to regenerate it, I would just delete what's in here, and then it would update on the change. So that's kind of how I like to do it, but up to you. All right, I'm going to click Save again, and let's take a look and see how I built those fields. When you turn on, actually, let me just go to this page first. When you turn on AI automators, it gives you the power to automate any field. Now, if you've ever seen any of the videos, I'm sure you have, at freelygive.org, have you guys watched any of their stuff? Oh, you gotta go watch their videos. Like, they take what we're doing today and just blow it up. I can't replicate some of their stuff because some of their older videos that were showing things that they could do, we can't do them anymore. Thank you, AI. Some of them we can do them incredibly easily, more easily than they did. And automators is one of these. Now, you can build automators with code, but you can do it in the UI. So let's explore that for just a minute. And I think, honestly, this is where the power of AI is really going to deliver for us. So I'm going to just look at the suggested title one here. And down at the bottom, when you enable that module, you'll get a checkbox down under required field set default value. You'll get a checkbox called Enable Automator. That's on every field, on every content type now. If you create a field, this will always be there, okay? You have a lot of options to go through. Here is the most simple way to do it. LLM text simple versus LLM text. Simple being simple, right? Okay. Then, I typically like the advanced mode. You have the base mode or the advanced mode. In the guide, I've got links to what's called a gist. A gist is just an outline of an advanced prompt. In that one, we use the base model and use context instead. Here, I like advanced mode so I can insert tokens of any field I want to evaluate. So, look at the body field and suggest a simplified title suitable for SEO. Return 3 suggested titles with no other text. That's important because otherwise it's going to say, here are 3 titles that you might want to use. So, then, scrolling down, under Advanced Settings, so there's that button that says Edit When Changed. You want to edit every time you change the node. You can click in there. I'm using ChatGPT, so I've got the direct process that stores it immediately on save. I'm using the default advanced JSON model. There are 4 models. Default advanced JSON, structured response, default vision model, and OpenAI. OpenAI, of course, will use ChatGPT 4.1, and then you've got to go through the rigmarole of kind of working with ChatGPT. But I have found the JSON model to work just fine. In one of the documents that I'm going to give you the link to, it has a whole explanation of the differences between those 4. But it's worth trying out and just experimenting. But for instance, if you do change to OpenAI, then you've got to come down and set this up properly. And I don't know if you know this. I didn't know this till a couple months ago. The temperature is important. Do you know what temperature means? temperature is the difference between how factual versus how creative.
Hmm.
You always want to put this at 0.1 or 0.2, maybe 0.3 for factual. Otherwise, ChatGPT goes nuts and gives you hairy, fairy, canary, right? So 1 is terrible, like 0.2, 0.3. But again, we're not using that particular model for this. We're going to stick with default advanced JSON. And that's it. You can experiment with it. It's so brain dead simple once you just turn that on, and then every field has this ability. For the summary field, I did the same thing. I just said limit your summary to 255 characters, because that's the limit of the text field, and make it a summary that's good for SEO, Google search results, and things like that. So that's 2 really simple automations. Again, in the guide, I give you links to much more advanced, what they call gists, that you can try and use. And but honestly, I think I get pretty good results even with the simple prompt that I've given it so far. So that's what's available in CKEditor, and the fields as well. Let's see, what else did I want to show you? Oh, search. So for that, because that site doesn't have anything on it, we're going to go to DrupalHelps.com, and I've got a chatbot. This didn't work last week. It just finally now works. I'm logged in as the super user, as you can see, but let me open up a brand new window as a site visitor. Can't even type my own site. There we go. And I'm going to ask a question. How much is Drupal AI training? Because you're all going to come and attend my full-day training after this. I'm kidding. So I have articles about training on this site. And so there it is. Drupal AI training costs $450 for a one-day session with a 2-person minimum. Classes available on Zoom, can be scheduled as a full day or split into 2 half days. That's straight out of the note. It even gives me a link to the proper page. Now, this is hokey. Like it's not 100%. You know that whole hallucination thing that you've probably heard about with AI? Yeah, sometimes it creates nodes that just don't exist, links that don't exist, and I've tried everything so far. I'm still working on this. About 20% of the time, it'll give me node links that don't work. If I can't figure it out soon, I'm just going to get rid of the whole, don't show me any links. This one should work, and it does. There's the Drupal AI, Introduction to Drupal AI course at DrupalHelps.com. This works because of the RAG database at Pinecone and the brand new version of Drupal AI that allows anonymous users to use a chat because the old version used sessions. Anonymous users don't have sessions. It was creating all kinds of hallucinations. It was terrible. One trick I just learned, however, with the new version, which I will show you because this one bugged me and stumped me for quite a bit. When you set up the chatbot, which is just a block, whoops. What is it? It's not chat. Wow. It's really slow. There we go. Oh, deep. There it is. It's called the Deep Search Chatbot. You have to enable anonymous users to use the endpoint. That one threw me for a bit because that was brand new. I'm going, I can't get this to work. I'm supposed to demo it this week. Come on, give me a break. So the AI chatbot is a block that you assign to a block region with an assistant. So let me just show you the assistant here for just a minute. I have 2 assistants on this site. The Article Finder assistant, which integrates with the RAG database. So here's the prompt. Do not make up links. Do not make up links. Do not make up links. And it still makes up links. Yeah.
That's not a caucus.
So again, I'm playing with some of these settings because again, this is just brand new. It just started working for anonymous users. So I really like Pinecone. I'm using the free version. It works really, really well. You have to obviously connect. You have to create the database at Pinecone and then connect it here. I'm going to have a video by the end of next week on the whole process to set that up. And I'll give you the links here in just a bit. Finally, let's talk about site building. Let me go back. Yes, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Have you tried just using different vocabulary, like instead of links, maybe URL, or it doesn't know what a link is? It's like, okay.
But it should, because it's actually providing the correct link most of the time. Like I said, it's about 20% of the time it just makes stuff. So I'm going to keep playing. But you might be right. Maybe I should use the word URL instead. Yeah, it's a good idea. I'll give that a shot. All right. On this site, I have created an assistant for site building. It's a site building assistant that uses the 3 agents that are currently available. This list used to be a lot longer, but they've removed a bunch of agents for the sake of actually putting it out the door so it works. You have a content type agent, a field agent, and a taxonomy agent. Let me show you how that works. And again, it's using AI, OpenAI. I'm using Chat 4.1 with a temperature of 0.2. And you can put the chatbot, as you saw in the last demonstration. I had the chatbot down here in the right-hand corner. But for this one, I like it up here. I hate the chatbot for site building when it's just always popping up over the thing. So there's a setting to put it up in the toolbar. It took me about 15 minutes to find it when I set it there because I couldn't find it anywhere. I was really feeling stupid. Johnny was there. I'm telling Johnny, this just doesn't work. Anyway, how can I help you today? It can do site building. And you've probably seen Dree's demo this. So I'm going to say, create a taxonomy or a vocabulary called motorcycles. Add the top 10, what am I doing? Top 10 motorcycle manufacturers. Why on earth would we type when we can talk? So, let's kind of contact the agent. It's going to give me some details here. I promise this. There we go. Okay, motorcycles have been created. The top following motorcycle manufacturers, Honda being first, of course, because that's what I ride at Goldwing everywhere I go. So that's good. And let's go take a look. How quickly was that done? Let's just make sure. Structure, taxonomy. Whoops, I got to hit refresh. Motorcycles. And there you go. So using your voice, like seriously, why would we type anymore? On most of your computers, you've got microphones. Set it up with voice. Do what I just did. And talk into your computer, and boom, Drupal will build your taxonomy, your content types. It'll build out your fields, whatever you want, but for you, just as quick. So that's pretty cool. That's where we are. It's 2:44. That's pretty good. That's where we are right now with UI-based AI in Drupal. You've got the CKEditor tools. You've got search and chatbots. You've got site building tools, and automations. So all of these things are possible. I'm working on a 43-language Drupal site right now, Drupal 7 to 10 conversion, and I'm having a nightmare. It's a nightmare. So instead of trying to get all the translations for menu items and things like that, I'm literally just using ChatGPT. what happens is the menu is listed with all of the languages, and when you turn this part on, there's a translate with GPT, ChatGPT. And click, 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 and 95 times out of 100, it's perfect. And I speak Canadian, Australian, and American. I was born in Australia, I grew up in Canada, and I live in the States. That's the only languages I speak. So it works very, very well, and it's exceptional. I think Drupal's the best multilingual CMS out there, and combine that with the AI capabilities of the AI module, and you've got a really powerful tool for multilingual sites. And it's not just menu items, it's any part of Drupal. You can instantly translate the entire content of the field. It's really nice. So, questions? That's where we are right now. I mean, like I said, this is the worst it's ever going to be. They're doing a lot more with code. In fact, Marcus just released a new video over at the Drupal AI Initiatives page on automators with code. I thought I'd keep it a little simpler today and just stick with what's available in the UI since this is an introduction class. But there we go. Yes, sir.
Did you want to mention Drupal Forge?
Thank you. Oh, so glad you said so. Drupal Forge will let you spin up a Drupal AI site that you can play with. It even gives you some tokens that you can use. Just come here. You should log in first, click launch, answer the things. You get the site for 30 days. You can turn on and off anything you want. In fact, you have full access to the terminal. So you want to play with some other modules that might interact with AI, you can do anything you want. The nice thing is, again, they give you some tokens to play with, not a huge number, but enough to get the idea. It's free for 30 days, and then it disappears. Drupal Forge is awesome. I use it for all my training, and for my beginner training and even my advanced Drupal immersion class for Acquia. I use Drupal Forge for their websites. It's terrific. Thank you for reminding me. I appreciate that. Give me a show of, or give me some feedback. How many of you are trying to implement AI right now in your environments? Anybody? Nobody? Nobody's trying to implement it at all yet.
It's in the back burner.
It's on the back burner. Okay.
I would say.
So as soon as when I turn the microphone off, I'm going to have a comment here, but I'm just not going to go on the video.
Yeah, it was nice to see all the integrations with CKEditor, because I've only done it really, or looked at some demos from the site building side of things, like taxonomies and content types.
Yeah.
So it was nice to see.
I find the CKEditor stuff to be really helpful. Obviously, I'm using it at DrupalHelps.com. I did get burned. I'll tell you about that in a second after I turn the microphone off. But yes, it's pretty amazing. All right.